Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And are you thinking of having a New Year's Eve party, maybe?
You know, I'm going to have, it's going to be a little quiet because my wife's out of town, and I'm just going to chill and do something quiet with the kids, I think. Maybe make dinner.
Nice.
Watch a movie.
But you might want to have some decorations.
I'm going to, there's no question. I'm
just
having
to kind
decorations.
of create something cool. So let's say you have some leftover Christmas wrapping paper, right?
Which I do.
Right. Let's say, especially if you have some that's gold or silver and gold, and you basically can turn that, if you have a hole punch around the house and you have some cardstock, you can now turn these into little dingle-dangle circles that will be hanging, let's say,
You're doing like glittery dingle-dangles.
Little dingle-dangles that are like little circles that you cut out. You're going to glue the wrapping paper to a little cardboard.
That's kind of great.
And you make little circles, start maybe about an inch across and go smaller, and then connect them with, I guess, some kind of a string, and then you would hang them almost like it's just, I don't know, what would you call it?
It's like a little mini homemade streamer is what you're doing.
It's a streamer, yeah.
It's an Eric streamer.
It's an Eric streamer, yeah. And you can basically create more streamers, using kind of a monofilament and a thumbtack to hang each streamer from the ceiling.
That sounds kind of great.
Maybe even use some fishing line, right? Some of that clear.
Yeah, because when I go out and I buy that stuff, it just feels like a bad kid's party because it's going to hang there for 1 minute and then you're going to just throw it out. It seems like such a waste. This, because it's handcrafted by your very own artisan hands, you can save it for next year, and it's a great thing to do.
And it's inspired by your own Times Square ball. You know what I mean? Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Now, if you still have some of those oranges that we encouraged you to get for your holiday centerpiece, or lemons, and they're still hanging in there, and maybe they're either in a hurricane vase or on a cake plate, right? All you do is you add some of those leftover, maybe have some silver and gold ball ornaments, smaller, right?
Yeah.
And you just kind of embed them around the citrus.
You're recycling your whole Christmas centerpiece and turning it into a New Year's thing.
And now it gives it kind of this glittered faux lemon thing. In fact, if you
doggone you, genius,
yeah,
you.
right. And
I don't know.
But you put that out there with some champagne glasses, and now it has a whole nother vibe.
Well, that spells celebration.
See?
Yeah.
Now, for the countdown, everyone's thinking about getting ready for the ringing into the new year. I love the idea of just getting a bunch of clocks. And if you have bunches of clocks all throughout the house, stage them all as a cluster on your mantle.
Oh,
different shapes, different types of clocks.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So then it kind of gives you, and then with that you put some candles and maybe some silver ornaments. So it gives it a real festive.
See, that's a tasteful decoration. It's sort of inciting that time is passing. It's a new year, but it's got some artistic flair to it. I love that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anything in terms of bringing in the new year, it's all about 2014. You can get some of these little cubes that are almost like blocks, toy blocks, or even boxes that you might have sitting around the house. And then just put the number,
cute.
Paint the number 2014 on top of each cube, if you would, like a 2, a 0, a 1, and a 4 on each one.
And then, there's, I got to tell you, who doesn't love the what are those things called? The noisemakers. You can use those any way, shape, or form to create a great centerpiece. Like on a cake plate, you stack them up at different levels. You can trim them down high or low or that kind of thing. That works. And then, all those experiences from your past New Year's Eve celebrations where you're at those parties, and there's always the one guy that keeps blowing the thing in your face, and oh my God, he's just he keeps having it come right to your glass.
So now you put it in this vase, so he can't get to it.
No, you gotta seal it off.
Okay.
You can't let him get to it.
I love the idea too. If you have a bunch of champagne glasses and you just fill the champagne glass flutes with gold and silver, again, Christmas ornaments, the ball-shaped ornaments, give it the look of bubbles of champagne. And you just put that, on the mantle or on a center table, right?
That's kind of good.
Yeah.
Also, gold, black, silver balloons.
Just those are good.
Blow them up and have them up on the ceiling if you want. Those are great. Fill them with helium. That's always a cute way to go.
Mm-hmm. And as you're getting ready for the countdown toast, by the way, and you have champagne flutes, you can buy some of these self-adhesive stickers. and put one of the numbers on each glass.
Ooh.
Isn't that fun?
That's kind of cute.
Yeah. So it's kind of a fun twist for the countdown. I mean, basically for the last 10 seconds, it'd be 1 through 10. Everyone gets a glass, right, with their own number on it. And maybe it's even a silver self-stick number that you can find like at the office and art supply stores.
Very cute.
Yeah. Very simple. Very cool. And you can also, speaking of numbers, create ice cubes that are basically freezing, water tinted with food coloring, and it makes you can get those little numbers, those little plastic numbers that you probably have seen that people use for birthday cakes, right?
Right.
You use that and fill that with a food coloring or juice, and you put that in the freezer, and now you're going to have a frozen number, 2014.
That's kind of cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that is
cute.
So
it would be floating in your glass. The blue 2014, or maybe
that's
it's just
kind of great.
Yeah, or maybe it's just 14.
Yeah.
Right. But the key is just get those little numbers, those little plastic numbers that you probably get at a party supply store, and instead of putting it on a child's cake, now you're filling it, the backside with this food coloring.
That's great. Also, what about those, those tissue pom-poms? Have you seen those?
Yeah.
That you buy them and then they kind of open up and fold around and create like a cylinder with the tissue feel to them. Just get a bunch of those and hang them from a string or filament. You can tape them to the ceiling, and that kind of gives you that nice look over the table that you're going to do.
I think that the whole idea of using kind of a metal or metallic vibe gives you the feeling of New Year's Eve, right?
It really does. Why is that?
I don't know.
Interesting. It's a design choice.
It's like black and silver and gold and even copper.
Right.
And you can buy metal tape that already has that sheen to it,
right?
Like in silver or copper, and then just wrap it, spiral it around glasses that you already have. Maybe they're votives, and now instantly you have what looks like a very elegant New Year's Eve ornament.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Or centerpiece idea.
Now you know what else works too. If you have a lot of extra wrapping paper, you can use that wrapping paper as a table runner.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right? So you're still kind of you're easing out of Christmas into New Year's, and then maybe something a little more neutral, not so like Santa and deers, but
no, more metallic
maybe more
again.
Yeah, maybe more metallic.
The silver gold or even white. White. And then to accent that, if you had some candles sitting around still, some white candles, you can get some superfine metallic glitter in copper and silver and gold. And then just put the candles in a large box and then coat it with some spray adhesive that you'd get like at an arts and crafts store.
Oh,
and then just kind of
sure.
roll it into this glitter and let it dry. And then that will look great on that runner you're talking about,
Oh, that's kind of pretty.
in a nice little candlestick holder. Done.
Love it.
Yeah.
Are you a champagne fan?
In terms of drinking champagne?
Yeah.
It's just okay.
I don't drink the. I
It's
don't
just
know.
okay.
I don't like the champagne.
Yeah.
What else do you have? What do you drink for the New Year?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, that a lot of people do mix different juices with champagnes. I mean, there's like, you can have like a cherry liqueur is a big popular one, or any kind of a fruity berry.
Sure.
Kind of a.
Just giving it a little something extra.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that just having some fruit floating, whether it's cranberries or, strawberries, any kind of berry, blackberries in the bottom of the flute.
Yeah.
With the champagne.
That's a nice idea.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of like a champagne cocktail, I mean, sure, that is the classic. But if you make it a little more fruity and a little more fun, it's going to give it a whole another layer. For instance, I mean, you could have some kind of an orange and cherry vibe with the champagne, and it could be an orange cherry champagne cocktail. In fact, in China, citrus is given at the New Year as a sign of prosperity. So you could basically add this recipe it's orange cherry champagne, and what you would do is you take the champagne out, and then in each of the flutes, you're already adding this mixture of the different the orange juice. You would take some orange juice. You would then take some vermouth, a little bit of scotch, and then a couple of oranges that have been halved and juiced, and then some red cherries that are kind of pitted. So it's going to be, you put that on the blender with some ice. So it's going to be like a puree.
Oh, cool.
So it's almost like a smoothie, if you will, but it's kind of a, a stiff
You know
smoothie.
what else I've seen that's awesome is a tall champagne flute, and then you take grapes and you use a shish kebab skewer and you do 12 grapes, you can alternate the red and the
That's
and
neat.
the green, and then it's you have something to do too while you're waiting for the big countdown. You can have some of those grapes while you're drinking.
That's a great idea.
It's pretty look too.
That's a grape idea.
Yeah. Hey, now
you can also, because we still have cranberries left over. A cranberry spice cocktail is a kind of a fun one, where you have not only the basis of the champagne. Champagne is your foundation, right? But it's going to add a little bit of sweet and a little bit of tart, with some cranberries floating in there, and then a wedge of orange, and then maybe a dash of cranberry anise bitters is kind of a cool,
that
idea.
Sounds great.
Yeah, but some of these different decorative ideas, whether it is the beverages or the table decorations, these are all going to give you that New Year's feel. And I really love the idea of adding the numbers, having like maybe a tinsel.
Yeah, that's cool.
Of a New Year's banner right over the mantle, and you can go online, by the way, and print out templates. So if you're not really artistic, you can get a nice 2014, and cut it out and then just wrap silver tinsel around it. And then you hang that, across your mantle place.
Very good idea.
Yeah, kind of a fun idea.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we have some more fun ideas for you in terms of getting ready for the new year. Everyone watches the Rose Parade. We're going to give you a quick preview because it's coming up as we get ready to broadcast from the parade what will be the 125th Rose Parade, which really is a series of landscape ideas floating in front of you. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards.